back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. Today's video is going to be a full coverage foundation routine. If you want to see a video on how to do a full contour on a full face of foundation, then please leave a comment down below. And if you're interested in seeing how I do my full coverage foundation routine, then please keep watching. Okay, so we're just going to go right in and we're going to start off with some primer. And I'm going to be using the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. Y'all, I got my nails did. Hallelujah. And I'm just going to take this all over the face. Really create a nice base for the foundation to just glide on smoothly. Just be very gentle when you're putting anything on with your hands. You don't want to do too much tugging on the skin. I do take it down just a little bit. And then I'm going to go in with the foundation, and I'm going to be using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup. This is a really full coverage foundation. I use the shade Cool Bone. It's their lightest shade. I definitely recommend getting color matched with this foundation. I was going to buy it online, and the color that I had picked out was so wrong. It was the wrong color, like completely. Buying foundation online is already a little bit harder than buying it in store where you can try it, but I definitely recommend going and getting color matched at like your local Ulta or Sephora. I think you could even get it done probably at a makeup counter in like a JCPenney's or something. So yeah, we're going to be using this, and since it doesn't have a pump or anything to help it get out, I have this little glass plate that I like to pour the foundation on. I always clean it so that it's sanitary, and then I'm not wasting any because I don't like putting it on the back of my hands. It takes such a small amount, and if I needed more, I can always pour it out, so I just a tiny bit. And that's actually even a lot, but I'm going to take it all the way down my neck and stuff as well. So there's all kinds of different ways that you can apply foundation. You can use a regular foundation brush like this or a beauty blender. I know that there's this new thing called the Silly Sponge, which I have never personally used. I rotate in between using a foundation brush and a beauty blender, but today, for the sake of the video, I'm going to use a beauty blender because it just applies it really flawless and evenly, and I'm going to be using that to blend out my concealer anyways. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this into the dampened beauty blender and dip it in here. And then I'm just going to dot it all over the face and then blend it in using quick dabbing motions, and the beauty blender is really just going to press this foundation into the skin and make it look as natural as possible. I do like to go ahead and take it a little bit on my eyelids just to help with the discoloration that I have there, especially because today I'm not wearing any eyeshadow, so I just want to go ahead and like get rid of the darkness and the redness around my eyes. I'm going to take a little bit just down my neck so that it blends really evenly with my skin. Although this foundation basically is my skin tone, it's like it was made for me, I still do this no matter what. So it looks like I hit it right on the head. As you can see, there's no more product, and I covered my face evenly with it's a nice thin layer. This foundation is actually pretty lightweight for how full coverage it is. I wouldn't say it's like a lightweight foundation, but it's pretty lightweight for how full coverage you are getting. I do have quite a bit of acne today, and as you can see, all the redness is covered up. Pretty much everything is covered really well on my face except for this, which honestly, concealer is just going to be the only thing that can do the job to cover something like that because it is sort of a bigger pimple. I'm going to put a little bit right here, and then we're going to do under my eyes with concealer as well, down the nose, and right here. It kind of brightens up the face and highlights it. I'm also going to do a little bit right here because I have a little strawberry, like a little redness in between my eyebrows, so I just put a tiny bit of concealer there. I do it at different intervals because sometimes I take so long blending out my concealer that the rest of the concealer dries down a little bit and it's harder to blend out. So I go ahead and do almost like 1 or 2 at a time, and then I'll go back in. And I'm going to be using the Age Rewind foundation from Maybelline, yes, and this is in the color Fair. This is an awesome drugstore concealer. I love this thing. It never fails. It is so full coverage. It's amazing. Tati raves about this. I just love this thing. So I'm going to take a little right here and right here, and then I'm going to take my beauty blender again and blend that out. When you do your foundation, you can press it a little bit harder into the skin, but while you're doing your concealer, I would recommend more light tapping so that you're not picking up as much product since you're really wanting to cover that up. It's more of just blending them together. Just use a lighter pressing motion. So then I'm also going to take this right here, just a little bit, and then right here a little bit, right here. So I go ahead and focus a lot right here on this inner corner. This stuff goes a long way, so you don't need to use a lot. But I definitely do take it back a little bit because I'm also going to blend it out this way. I'm ready for my close-up. And then again, you're just going to blend this out, and then we're going to set it right afterwards so as to prevent creasing. You really want to blend it really well so that it's not going to crease at all. And you can see how that just really brightens up that under eye. And since we haven't set anything on the face yet, I go ahead and go over the eyelid one more time because some creases might have happened during the application of the rest of the concealer. So while it looks really perfect and creaseless, we're going to go ahead and go in right away with a setting powder. I use all kinds of different setting powders. It doesn't have to be a super high-end one. I do use the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Powder, and it only comes in this small one. Don't know. And I know a lot of people really rave about the Laura Mercier setting powder, which is really amazing, but if you can't afford one like that, there is an e.l.f. setting powder that would work, and it's I think like $6, and it's big like this, so that's pretty awesome. Just a dupe for you. So then I just take my dampened beauty blender and dip it in the powder and just press it onto the skin. And then I'm just going to take whatever's left over on that and press it onto the eyelids to set that. I know it might feel weird using a damp beauty blender and powder, but it really is just going to lock that powder into place and leave you with a creaseless look all day. So now I'm going to set the rest of the face with powder, and I go ahead and just go over everything really quick one more time just to make sure. I do have a couple wrinkles right here just to make sure that there's no lines before we set it, because if you set something and there's lines that the foundation has settled into, then it's going to settle into your lines and it's not going to give you a smooth, nice finish. So I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush. This is the big powder brush from the Tarte Unicorn collection, which is an amazing collection. I love these brushes. And I'm going to take a BH Cosmetics powder. It's a matte finish pressed powder in the shade 205. I have hit pan on this product. It's a really inexpensive powder and it works. It does the job. It gives me a nice seamless finish that I like, and it's inexpensive, so I like this one, and I also like the finish. I like having a matte look because I do get really oily right here during the day. And I'm just going to go ahead and do a light dusting over the face before I do any bronzing or blush. I'm not going to do a full contour in this video, but if you'd like to see a how-to on how to contour cream or powder, please leave a comment down below. But I am going to go ahead and bronze up the face really quickly, and I'm going to go in with the Too Faced bronzer, the Milk Chocolate Soleil. Any bronzer will do just fine. This is just the one I'm using at the moment. And I'm going to go ahead, use a very light hand, and just slowly build up a little bit of color.
And it'll be really pretty. Use a very light hand and just slowly build up a little bit of color. Don't go in heavy-handed and be crazy or you're going to look really muddy and it's not going to look blended and nice.
So you can see the difference obviously in the two sides of the face. And everything looks really nice. So this is the bare face and the bronzed face. Go ahead and go in on the other side. So now that we're all bronzed and beautiful, I'm going to go ahead and go in with a little bit of blush, and I'm going to use the Tarte blush in the color Blushing Bride, and this is their Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush. And I'm just going to go ahead and lightly and then tap some off, and then I'm going to smile and just stay on the apples of your cheeks. Try not to bring the blush too low, because when you contour, you don't want right here to have any extra color. You want it to be a nice clean line. So go ahead and smile and just bring it back slightly from the apples of your cheeks. Use very, very light strokes while doing this. Okay, I may have gone a little bit heavy-handed on the blush, but that's an easy fix. You can go ahead and take that powder brush that you used from before, go back in your powder, just take a tiny little bit and go right over it. You still get some color, but it's blended much better than the original product. That's a good little tip or trick. I make a lot of mistakes, and I have a lot of ways to fix my mistakes. So if you want to know Joelle's mistake fixers, let me know. And there you have it. So this is the final look. This is my full foundation routine. It is full coverage. I do have quite a bit of acne, and like I said, you're gonna still be able to see the texture from the acne no matter what. There's no way to make that disappear. Don't be ashamed if you have acne. Yes, you can cover it up, but it's not a problem if you can see some bumps under the foundation. That's completely normal. Everybody has it. It's okay. And if you don't have it, all right, I see you. Good for you. If you liked this video, please let me know in the comments below and give it a thumbs up. I'm going to be doing more how-tos on very specific things. I want to dedicate certain videos to certain things because I don't want all my videos to be like 15 minutes long. So from now on, I'm not going to put my foundation routine in my videos. I normally do my eyes first, but for the sake of videos, I am going to start doing them afterwards just because I don't want to include my foundation routine in every single video. It is going to make the videos a lot longer, and I'd like like to spend more time focusing on the one thing at the time. If you have any questions or need suggestions on foundation, products, brushes, I have dupes, I have awesome recommendations for you guys. You can ask me about your skin type, what kind of foundation you could use. I love answering questions. Please leave me a comment or go on my Facebook or my Instagram. You can even Snapchat me, and I love to answer questions. I am going to go finish the rest of my makeup, and I have a few errands to run. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.